What's up, y'all? In this video that I have, this is a new video. You see what I'm saying? It's a new video, new type of subject, new type of topic is what I'll be talking about. In this whole video, I will be literally breaking down. I ain't breaking down what Tykwondoe in this video will be breaking down how overthinking is a thief of all actions. You know what I'm saying? Because in order to get something done, you got to do it. You sitting there thinking. What if I this? What if I that? What if I this? You're not gonna get it done. So tune into this video, y'all. I hope that y'all actually enjoy this video. I'm gonna continue to do this for y'all, baby. I'm trying to get y'all out these loops. I'm trying to break out these loops. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? We're in this community for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So let's get to the video.
Overthinking is underperforming. It is scientifically proven that the harder you try, the worse you do. And I'm going to bring this research to y'all. I'm going to bring an interesting conversation to y'all that I believe will change your life. If you are a type of person who feels like you keep trying, no matter how hard you try to break a habit or change a habit, it doesn't change. No matter how much you prepare, when the moment comes and it's time to perform under pressure, you choke. Pause, no diddy. You choke.
What?
You choke, you sell. You know, it just doesn't show up. There's no match in your performance. It always feels like you get to that moment and it just isn't there.
You know what I'm saying? And this is really for the ones that's just steady trying to do something, going hard at things, and just ending up doing the same thing, getting nothing of the desired result that they're trying to get into. You see what I'm saying? That's more something how I see it from what he's talking about. Let me know your thoughts.
Well, I have some research to back this conversation up, and I want to bring it to y'all as these videos have been doing a lot better and performing better. Shout out to my man Leak, who's been killing it on the editing side. Shout out my thumbnail guy, Riot PSD. Y'all can't have him. He's locked in with me. You know what I'm saying? Back up. You know what I mean? But let's get into today's topic. I feel like what makes this most helpful is there's so many people I talk to either on Patreon or I read the comments and just in my experience in life, in my own issues with procrastination, overthinking, you know, feeling stuck, feeling like I'm in a loop and just, you know, trying to improve at something or perfect something.
You know what I'm saying? What I've been telling y'all about them loops. Everybody in these same loops, you know what I'm saying? We gotta get out these loops. Man. Likewise. Thinking likewise, man.
And just being in my own way, the you versus you mentality. And there's this conversation I want to start about the ego mind versus what I'm gonna call the spirit mind or the mind's eye in a sense. And it'll make sense why I call it that. I'm gonna use this story of my own personal life to where this to me was probably one of the highest moments of anxiety in my life. I'm talking about like I was probably this close to a fucking anxiety attack, to like just losing my mind, just being in my own head. And I'm gonna give this example to show you the difference between the ego mind and the spirit mind and how powerful it is to when you can shift your perspective on it and be more in alignment with your spirit mind rather than your ego mind, and what you can do to do that and what difference does it make. I remember I had a speech, right, that a lady at my university introduced me to or you know, recommended me for the opportunity. And this was probably my first out of the classroom official public speech. Like, this was serious. This was like way out of my pay grade, way out of my league at the time, or for what I thought was my league or my sense of self at the time, right? I didn't know what I was walking myself into. And
See, I ain't gonna lie, one thing I noticed from that when he said what I thought was out of my league, you know what I'm saying, at the time, he was actually able to be honest with himself and just kind of sit there and understand where he currently was at the current time. You know what I'm saying? Because really, it's all about what you think about yourself. You know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of see it. It's really what you think about yourself, what you really think that you can and can't do, what you think is and is not for you. See what I'm saying?
Take it even a step further. With this same exact speech, right, I was the only student and the youngest speaker on the stage. The other speakers were, one was the president of my university. Two other speakers were in Congress. They were senators. One was like the president of the SGA, you know, Student Government Association, or something like that on campus, you know. So everybody there was older than me, more experienced, and probably just as nervous, to be honest. You know what I mean? Because there was news channels there. This was written in an article, the Philadelphia Inquirer. It was like a big deal, right? And example of the ego mind is the narrative of good and bad. Do this is good. The ego mind is very critical. It's very wordy. It's telling you what's right and what's wrong. It's telling you what to remember, and constantly just talking and talking and talking. You know that feeling of anxiety. You know that feeling of nervousness where it's just, your head is just clouded. The spirit mind works through imagery. The example I let it give is, let's say I put on the screen a picture of a little baby, or somebody else famous, like Kevin Hart or something like that. You could see the picture of these people's faces and come up with 20 words faster than I could say it out my mouth, or faster than I could think it in my head. Now, listen, I don't study Little Baby. I don't think about Little Baby every day all the time. But for some reason, just by seeing the picture of his face, a bunch of words may come to my head. I may think of Atlanta. I may think of a rapper. I may think of dreads. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, baby on baby on baby. Like, I might think of all this shit. But where is that information stored? It's stored in the same places that inner confidence. The shit we unlock when we learn to trust ourselves, when we step into our spirit mind. That's very image based. That works through pictures. That works through, like we say. I'll give you another example. This Floyd Mayweather clip I want to point out.
You sit, you listen, you learn. There's only 3 ways you can learn: hearing, seeing, and doing. That's what makes me so deadly in boxing. I can learn all 3 ways. I can watch, I can learn, I can hear it, I can learn. And if you show me it, if you show me a hands-on, I can learn. So I'm deadly in all 3 ways.
Notice how he said, I learned from watching, listening, and doing. The watching and the doing part is tapping into the spirit mind. It is not of the spirit to practice and prepare for something and then overthink it. It is of the spirit to practice and prepare through action, right? And imagining and visualizing how we want something to play out. And then when that moment comes, to tell ourselves to trust ourselves, to relax into our body. Because like I said earlier, overthinking is underperforming. The harder you try, the worse you do. The reason being, when we try hard, when we go for this extra effort, when we overthink, it tenses up our body. Remember that sensation of anxiety? There's a physical tenseness we get with that. Our heart rate speeds up. Our mind is all over the place. So as this physical sensation is being triggered, our bodies get more tense. And the more tense we are, the more stiff we are, the slower we are. When we are in a place of relaxation.
For real, what he's talking about is very true. How many of y'all ever been in a situation where y'all was sitting there overthinking, y'all was nervous, y'all had all these thoughts roaming in y'all's head, and in the same time y'all doing that, in that thought, in that phase of your thoughts, you were messing up, you were dropping things, you were stuttering over your words, you wasn't doing the things that you would do if you was on point. So I'm saying, how many of y'all ever been like that? I ain't gonna lie, this stuff real, but breaking it down just allows you to understand it and just kind of self-analyze yourself and really just perform better. So I'm saying, hoping y'all learning something from this. I ain't gonna lie.
In control, and we are calm when our breathing is deep and of the diaphragm in the lower parts of our lungs. This is when we are in a place of at our best, our highest performance, our quickest, our sharpest. Because just like with the picture of little baby, there's information you have stored, there's experiences you have stored that you cannot think faster than. It's already there. And in the book, The Inner Game of Tennis, is separated this in the form of self one versus self two. Self one is that judgmental, that critical, that thinking, that wordy brain, that wordy version of ourselves. And self two is the natural learner. It's the intuition, it's the instinct. And if you watch my last video, right, where I talked about the idea of an intuitive thought, a thought that comes from all our gathered knowledge, our deep foundation of ourselves, versus an intrusive thought, and a thought.
For real. But I ain't gonna lie though, y'all. I think that with this intuition, with this intuitive thought, it really comes from, it stems from your experiences, it stems from the things that you've been through in your past, all of the situations that you've been through in your life, to where it's all in one. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes people's thoughts not always on point. You see what I'm saying? Depending on how their experiences was. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like the body is used to responding in a certain manner, in a certain way, or the brain, for example, is just used to a certain way of thinking. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna perceive certain things as such, and then it's kind of where your intuition comes from. You know what I'm saying? Where you kind of just have that thought, your first thought. You know what I'm saying? That first thought is really that first thought.
A thought that comes from insecurity, a thought that comes from fear, a thought that comes from doubt, overthinking, and uncertainty. The difference between those two thoughts also go within this inner confidence I'm talking about, this spirit mind. This is why I love what books I'm reading are aligned. And I can link these books below. I can put them in the comments and I can pin it for y'all. I want to point this out though. If you're listening to my explanation, everything I'm saying is making sense, and you're following me so far, the next part I want to move into is how we get into the spirit mind. How we move our ego mind away from what it's bad at. Really talented at, but bad at. It doesn't help us in any way, shape, or form. And move into our body, back into our bodies, move into the present, and tap into that instinct and potential that we have naturally. That's already there. Remember, overthinking is underperforming. There's a direct connection between trying harder and performing worse. So what are you supposed to do? How are you supposed to navigate? Point out this. First of all, you draw the line in the sand that there's no in between of being in control and no in between of being out of control. You're either in control or you're out of control. Now, it doesn't mean of all the conditions around you. It doesn't mean of I'm gonna control what this person is gonna do and that person is gonna do, and I can foresee every event. I got a crystal ball. I'm just gonna predict how it goes perfectly. It doesn't mean that. What it simply means is, as you go about your choices and as you go about what you focus on consciously and what you pay attention to and you remind yourself of, are you in control of that? There's a couple words that and phrases that help me and remind me of this. One phrase being, I got it. Try to overthink and say those 3 words. Try to overthink, try hard, work hard, and panic while repeating to yourself with a deep breath, I got it.
Man, I swear that simple word, I got it, I can do this, I will get through this. Any form of affirmation that is positive reinforcement will get you through so many things. I ain't gonna lie. In one of my recent videos, I was talking about the same thing. It'll get you through so many things that you thought that you probably never would get through. So I'm saying it's just your thoughts. Thoughts that you roam through your head and the thoughts that you allow to pass. And then also whenever it starts passing, how it influences you. You see what I'm saying? Our thoughts are very important, man. If we just took a hold and control of our thoughts, we'd be in better moods. We'd probably be in better positions, better places, thinking better things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got it. Man, it's crazy.
The two don't exist. The belief in the core and the power of the word choice, and I got it, is completely different from an overthinking mood. The power and the energy behind overthinking and insecurity and doubt and anxiety. The energies are totally separate. Other than I got it is things like you got it. You can even separate the entity in your head of yourself and just remind yourself that you are the observer. You are the awareness, not the human being itself, but the experiencer. You remind yourself of these things. I got it. You got it. And then another 2 words I love. So what? Oh, damn, what if this fuck up? And then that happens.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if y'all ever had any internal dialogue where this is having some crazy control of your thoughts, first of all. But just having some overthinking in your mind where it's like, hey, you just gonna mess up, hey, you're not gonna be able to do this, you don't have this, you don't have that. And then you just sit there and say, so what? So what? So what if I don't have it? And that is some power. Power to the mind. Power to the mind. Boy, power to the mind. Try that, y'all.
It's my career, and that's it. So what? Try to panic and say, so what? And I got it. With deep breaths and just sitting on and focusing on the expression of those words and the truth that lies in those words. Cause so what? If it kills you, let that be, if that's literally the worst case of your scenario, like you literally die, like that's your so what, then holy shit, I don't know who you need to talk to, what kind of situation you in, you know what I'm saying? I love you. I hope the best for you, but no.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. After all this though, you're gonna need some therapy. I ain't gonna lie, but that right there is some strong mindset stuff right there, man. So what? That just clears out every type of conflicting and combating thought that's in your head. Push you through so much.
I'll jokes to the left though, like at least you have yourself. At least you're standing firm on the sincerity of reminding yourself that you are in your body. You are there for yourself. You will be there. What doesn't kill you make you stronger. You have to remind yourself of these things by not overthinking though. It has to be simple. Remember, the spirit mind is simple. It works in images. We did, before we knew how to speak a language, we knew how to just our eyes came before our language. What we can see, what we can learn. We are very, very herd-like creatures. When we watch somebody do things, a lot of times when somebody has a talent or a skill, they sometimes say, I don't know how to explain it. I can't put it in words, because they literally can't. The best thing they can do is do it, because experience is the best teacher. That will be my last and third and final point. If number one is separating the ego mind versus the spirit mind, number two being the words you want to remind yourself of and the focus point you want to put it on, and reminding yourself to go into your trust of yourself, being as number two, my third one will finally be experience is the best teacher. This is something I constantly remind myself of now that I became aware of how natural and instinctual our bodies are, of how when we watch somebody do something, when we watch somebody say something over and over and over, we pick it up without even knowing it. It might even pop up in our dreams. This whole idea of like you watch a scary movie and then you have a nightmare.
Here my mic was cut off, man. I don't even know how that happened. But look, right here, I was talking about just simply, have you ever had a thought like that? Have you ever just been moseying around and just thinking, and then a thought just pops up in your mind?
I'll give you an example that was used in Atomic Habits. And I love this example because it shows that experience is the best teacher, and what difference does it make? You had two groups of two classrooms over a course of a semester, which is like maybe 3 or 4 months. So both of these classes, right? Both of these students, these groups of students, had two different teaching styles. One group of students had a project every week. Every week they had an art project or a photography project, I believe. They had to like take a picture and edit it or some type of creative work, right? The second group of students had one project for the entire 3 months. One project that they had to do from beginning to end. One. So by the end of the 3 months, they just had to turn that one project in. Now, on the surface, most people would think that the group who had 3 months to do it would have turned out with the better work. You had 3 months to perfect it. You had 3 months to review it, analyze it, get it done. You had 3 months to perfect what you had to work on. But
nah, I ain't gonna lie. This stuff right here, I remember in school myself. This allowed somebody more time to slack off because you have more time. You're like, hey, I got 6 months. I could slack off just a little bit. It's not gonna hurt me. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, it will. You know what I'm saying? Because humans in nature that like to be comfortable, having a deadline kind of makes you uncomfortable. When you have that 6 months, you're comfortable. You start kind of relaxing a little bit. You don't really see the urgency in certain things. You know what I'm saying? That deadline on things. That's what overthinking comes from. That's what That's what you be thinking like, man, I really gotta hurry up and finish this. That's where that stuff be coming from.
at the end of it, the group that did better was the group that had a project every week, because every week they got to work on their flaws. Every week they got to figure something out, learn something new. You know, the artist who has 200 songs is most likely better than the artist who has 2, because of the experience of creating, the experience of writing, the experience of figuring things out and adapting over time is something we can't even understand about ourselves. We learn things and know things all the time. We learn behaviors, information, and all types of information that we pick up without even trying. That is the instinct of our natural learning. That is the version of us that is within self too, the spirit, mind, the body. The mind of the body, or I like to call it different names, like the mind's eye. It works like the mind's eye to me, because to me it's very spiritual. It doesn't work off words. It's very visual. It's very, I see it this way, and I'm trusting into that image and letting things happen. The ego mind tries to make things happen. It tries to force things. It works based on feeling like being in control by constantly analyzing.
For real, we just gotta be able to control what we can control, man. Trying to force things to come together, try to mesh things together. That don't always turn out the best way, and sometimes you get some negatively unexpected results from that. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta just let it fly.
Reflecting and nitpicking and such things. It's the example of self 1 versus self 2 is almost like a parenting style. The parent who sits back and lets their child fall and hurt their knee is going to be that child is going to be 10 times better off.
Oh yeah.
Because that child will learn way better And another example I love with this is, I always say, you could tell a child a million things, right? Like, that stove is hot, don't touch it. But that child, next thing you know, you walk away, that child, all you gonna hear is, ah! Because they just touched the fucking stove. Because that's the courage to perform, the courage to...
I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I was that kid. I ain't gonna lie. I touched the whole iron with my whole hand. I don't know why I did it. I had a reason. I was probably trying to check to see if it was hot, but I put my whole hand on that. Oh man, how many of y'all did that right there, man?
to learn that we have naturally in us as a baby. And it's like beaten out of us to experiment. It's beaten out of us to experience, to learn through experience. Because we know naturally as we are born, experience is the best teacher. And even if we can take someone else's words and advice, we truly believe something after we test it out, after we experience it. So that's the message I want to do.
For real. It's like you could tell somebody this and that about, let's say, talking about some food. You know what I'm saying? You could tell somebody, oh, this food was so good. Oh, it made me feel this way. Oh, when it just went down my throat, when it just went down my throat. What? And, you know, it just kind of fill my body with these warm feelings and things like that. Man, this food was so good. You know what I'm saying? It's something simple as that. You can talk about that all day, but the only really way that they really gonna be able to experience it and know exactly what you went through while eating that or dealing with that is to go through it themselves. You know what I'm saying? Experience, life, those are the best teachers. That's how I see it. The only way we can ever learn things is by going to go experience it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way, I believe, because you learn some crazy things from just experiencing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And it really shapes and mold the way that you think about certain things as well.
To leave with this video, and it changed a lot about me. I'm gonna give you like a couple practical examples. Now, at anything I do, it could be going to the gym, it could be playing a game, it could be editing, it could be creating. Repetition. I look more towards experience and repetition more than anything. I don't look towards, I'm gonna figure out that perfect thumbnail. I'm gonna figure out that perfect title. I'm gonna figure out that perfect video or whatever. This video, I even had to tell myself, just press record and let it come out. Let the explanation come out. Let it go. I got it. You practicing in anything you do. There's that urgency and that trust of do it now and I got it. There's so many things we know instinctually. I'll leave it with this because I was on a call with a guy on Patreon, and I also noticed the spirit mind when I said, listen, realize how much you know without even trying. Because, most of the time I'll be coaching guys on dating advice and stuff. So I'm like, you could see a woman and know you automatically are attracted to her or want to speak to her without even...
Your first thought, and I bet what he gonna say is your first thought, what he call it, the visual mind. Your first thought is like, dang, I want that girl. Let me go ahead and get that girl. Then, right after that, 5 seconds later, you got, oh, I don't have no money. Oh, what if she got a boyfriend? Oh, what if she don't like me? Oh, what if she don't like black dudes? You know what I'm saying? What if this? What if that? You know what I'm saying? It's so much. You know what I'm saying? But the best way to ever combat anything that causes overthinking is saying, man, let's do it. I got it. I can do this. You know what I'm saying? You might even have some experience in the past. Like, man, I did this. What makes you think I can't do this? It's like that. Trusting yourself, believing in yourself. We gotta have the belief and the trust in ourselves. Overthinking don't do nothing but like this says in the title of the video, it's a thief of all action. Overthinking just causes us to stop, procrastinate, wait, and not create any action at all. You know what I'm saying? The best way to get things done and to do things is to do it. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way. If you don't do it, what you doing? You're just sitting there, wasting time, twiddling your fingers. You know what I'm saying? It's like that.
Saying it out loud. You look and see and you know, right? Then you second guess. Then you doubt. Then you overthink. These are secondary things. They are not instinct. They are not the first thought. Our first thought is not, we can't get her. She's out of our league. That comes up after we see her and realize that we want to talk to her and like her. And then we talk ourselves out of it.
True. And that really comes from just having that confidence in yourself, first of all. You know what I'm saying? That's really where it be coming from.
Had we acted on our instinct, we might have got her.
For real.
Shit, you already don't have her. She already not in your life. You can always. I saw a clip, yo, it's the boy Michi, YouTuber, being with Primetime and stuff. He said, "You already don't got her. You can go back to that."
Listen, you miss 100% of shots you don't take. Listen, you already don't got her.
Right.
You already didn't hit.
Right.
You already don't got her number.
Right.
So,
You can go back to that.
So she say no, who gives a fuck?
Okay,
Just do it.
We can lean more into our trust and that inner confidence that we have when we don't overthink.
That's real true.
And we trust our performance. We trust our ability to learn from experience. We trust ourselves too. We trust our natural instincts. Begs the question, I'm gonna leave y'all this video. Why do we overthink? Why do we have these big ass heads and these big ass brains if they work against us in so many ways? I don't know, maybe a topic for another video. I love y'all. Dojo to the moon to Saturn, and we leaving the solar system. The lens.
All right, y'all. Tell me what y'all thought about that video. I really think that video just kind of puts, for me, from my experience, it kind of just puts things into perspective on how, you know, you should go about situations when it comes to things that you know you should be doing, things that you probably procrastinated on, and just telling yourself, man, F it, I got it. F it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to get right to it, you know, not letting your second thought, not letting that overthinking continue and progress and grow. You know what I'm saying? You stopping it right in this tracks. Be like, man, chill. I got this. You know what I'm saying? You just moving it out the way. You know what I'm saying? That's how I kind of see it. You know, all in all, man, this LoopBreaking, baby. Let me know how y'all feel about this. Matter of fact, if y'all really enjoy videos like this, or y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and just like it. That'll really let me know if y'all like these videos or not. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to continue to do these videos. I ain't gonna lie. So add a little bit more sauce to the package. Add a little, you know, weapons to my belt. So all in all, you have a nice one. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, man. I'm out.